Okay, so hands are soft on the knees, back is up tall, chin is tucked in. I'm going to close the eyes and just arrive on our mat as we let go of any other concerns, pressures, tension. Just allow that to melt away. Bringing your attention to your breathing. Start to notice the smooth in and out flow of the breath through the nostrils, right down to the base of the belly, and the soft fall of the chest as you exhale. Two more big breaths, filling up right down. That full torso, filling up with air. Exhale as everything knits together to center. One last breath, inhale. And exhale. Dropping your chin to your chest, but keeping the rest of your spine upright. Find a stretch down the back of the neck. Fluttering the eyes open to gaze towards the floor. And raising the chin up. You're going to squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears and then pull them right down as actively as you can, thinking length through the crown of the head. Squeezing the shoulders tight, tight, tight. I want those muscles nice and active through the neck, and then lengthening those neck muscles away as you pull the shoulders down. 3 more. Squeeze it up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And pulling it right back down. Squeeze up for 4. And pulling it right back down. And last one, squeeze up for 5. And right back down. Those shoulder rolls. So squeeze the shoulders forwards, draw them up towards the ears, open them out to the back, and draw them down. 5 backwards shoulder rolls. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we change direction, back, up, forwards, down, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Think open collarbones, soften the shoulders, taking the head over to the right hand side. Right hand just on top of the head, just above the ear as you ease the ear down towards the shoulder, but keeping that shoulder away from the ear. You're going to take the left hand out in line with the floor, or you can tuck the hand around the back, whichever one gets you a better stretch down this outer side of the neck. Pulling your ear away from that left shoulder. Try not to fall over with the body, but keeping the body upright and only stretching out of that neck. Then we're going to drop the chin down, moving the hand slightly to the back of the head, grasping just underneath the base of the skull, and then lengthening as you pull the chin down, nose towards your armpit. Each inhale nourishing the stretch, nourishing that tension down the neck. Gently release, coming up to center, soften the arms, roll those shoulders back, resetting the tall posture. Over onto the other side, head drops down towards the shoulder. The shoulders remain level, just the head falls right down to the side. Left hand on top of the head, just above the ear, easing the ear towards the shoulder, but keeping a nice big space in a crook of the elbow. And then reaching the other hand away from you down towards the ground. Think about pulling that shoulder right out of the body, or tucking the hand behind the back. So you still want to get that dropped low lengthening out of the neck as you pull the hand behind you. Dropping the chin down, the hand moves to the base of the skull as you imagine you're pulling your head off your neck. All those muscles which hold on for dear life to keep your head on top of the body. Well, keep your head attached to your body.
Sometimes I feel like my head not attached to my body.
You can raise the fingers, turn the palms out, take an inhale, lift the arms overhead, get a gentle back bend over here. Expanding into the ribcage as you take a big breath in. It's gorgeous outside today.
Yeah.
And reach the hands around the back, interlace the fingers behind you, roll shoulders back and down, open up the chest and then lift the hands away from the bum. You can lift the chin towards the sky, gently dropping the head back if it feels good. If the neck doesn't like it, you can keep the head forwards. And releasing the hands, stretching the arms out in line with the shoulders, take the right hand down. Left palm reaches up and over. So stretching out of that side body, you can drop onto the elbow if both hips can stay connected to the ground. But otherwise, just finding length as you extend that elbow. Use that bottom hand or elbow to twist you open and start to gaze upwards towards the sky or ceiling. And then we're going to melt forward, sending your tummy to that thigh and extending the arms out at a diagonal. In this position, you want to try and get your chin over your knee. So you're resting your chin on the knee. We've read it's a little bit early in the session for that. If you can rest your forehead on your knee. It's been a while since I've done that. It pinches in all sorts of strange places. Not pinch, but it pulls unexpectedly, quite nicely. So softening into your pose in a way that feels good for you. And different amounts of tension on different days will also dictate how your stretch, your practice works for the day. Stacking the shoulders back open, letting them sort of descend down there and bring it all the way back up. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. We move on over to the other side, lengthening, turning the palm towards the ground, lengthening those fingers out to the diagonal and dropping towards the floor onto the elbow if appropriate, but making sure that the sit bone stays connected to the ground. So that hand that's connected to the floor is pushing the sit bones to make contact as you reach on over. So if you start to drop down and the hip lifts up, then don't stop too low. Looking up towards the ceiling or towards the sky, drawing that top arm back, and then see if you can extend that elbow a little bit more. And then dropping forwards, tummy to that thigh, extending those arms out at that diagonal. Mosquito. See if you can get your chin over the knee, or your forehead onto the knee, or just generally lengthening out to the neck. One side feels different than the other, it's normal. Maybe one side's chin, maybe one side's head. Opening back up, stacking those shoulders, and then drawing yourself all the way back up tall, placing the hands onto the knees. Seated cat and cow. We're going to take an inhale, roll the shoulders back, open up the chest. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, spread those shoulder blades apart, and really round into the back, scooping into the belly. Inhale, roll shoulders back, open up the chin and chest. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, round it up, really stretching across the back of the spine. Inhale, using those hands on the knees as anchors to pull the chest forward, arching the back, and squeeze those shoulder blades back as you lengthen across the collarbones. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, scooping into the belly, and round out. Spread those shoulder blades, hollow out the chest. 2 more. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chin, lift the chest. Heart to sky, rocking forwards onto those sit bones. And exhale, tuck that tailbone under, scooping into the belly. Stretch the shoulder blades apart, really hanging off those knees, almost like you're going to fall backwards. Inhale, last one, roll the shoulders back, open up the chest. Pulling your belly button and your chest forward like on a fishing hook. And last one, tuck the tailbone, round it out, stretching out over that spine. The mosquito is waiting to eat. And roll the shoulders back. We're going to swing the feet around, so we're coming over onto our hands and knees into our tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Shins are parallel to one another. Tops of the feet are flat on the floor. If you look between the knees, you should not be able to see the feet. We're going to tuck the tailbone round the spine up towards the sky. Chin tucks in, so the head is hanging off the body, and pulling the belly button in towards the spine. As you exhale, tip the pelvis forward, start to arch through the spine, And squeeze those shoulder blades together as you open up the chin and chest. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, round it up, squeeze the hips forward, pull the belly button in. And as you exhale, arch the spine down, dipping into the shoulders, open up the chest like you have a little Iron Man spotlight coming out of your chest, facing out in front of you. Good, friend. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, round it up, squeeze the hips forward. Yes, for cat. And then as you exhale, drop the spine down. Cow. And last one, inhale, tuck the tailbone, round it up, squeeze the hips forward, spread those shoulder blades. And drop the spine down, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And then coming up to a neutral spine. So feel that connection, hip bone to hip bone, drawing in as you tuck that tailbone, finding that flat back. Draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. We're going to reach the right arm up alongside the right ear. And then place the right hand back down. Left arm up alongside the left ear, keeping that body in a nice tabletop back. You can balance some glass of champagne on there, or tray of champagne, right arm lift. And pull down, left arm lifts, and down. We're going to do 2 more. Right side. Try not to rotate, and left side, perhaps making it difficult, and down. Keeping that tailbone tucked, we're double checking, resetting into that lower right or into the spine. We're going to reach the right arm, I'll show you on the left hand side, we're going to reach the right arm up, get the thumb higher than the head, then turn the palm to face the floor, and slide or glide that elbow next to the body. Then stretch that arm forwards, and place the right hand back down. Switching sides, other arm reaches out, turn the palm down, tuck the elbow next to you, but keep that hand nice and high. So we're not scooping down with elbow to sky and hand to the floor, but keeping it parallel. Stretch the arm forward and down. 2 out of 10. We'll reach number 3 forwards. Slide it in, stretch it out, lower it down. Number 4, slide it in, stretch it out. You should feel this working in your shoulders, hopefully in the mid-back as well, but personally the front of my shoulders burn far more than the back works. Halfway, 6, slide and glide, stretch it out. Focus on keeping the shoulders away from the ears. So as you tuck in, try not to have tension, but open up the neck and lower. Last 4, 2 on each side, reach, slide, stretch, and down. 3, tummy is tight so your body's not rotating. And down, last one each way. Shoulders on fire. Reach, and down, last one. Slide, reach, and down. We're going to place the big toes together. Open up the knees nice and wide. Pull the hips back, stretch the arms forward into a child's pose. Melting your chest and tummy between the thighs as those arms lengthen out in front of you and the tailbone draws right down to the heels. Walking your hands off to the left-hand side of the mat, tummy to the left thigh, and lengthening out of the right-hand side of the body. Hips continue to pull right back. And then walking on over to the right-hand side of the mat, tummy to the right thigh, lengthening out the left side, big stretch down that outer arm into the left, outer rib cage. Maybe you have a little extra tension in that lower back. Maybe the knees and thighs are what's feeling it. Maybe the glutes a little bit actually as well. Coming back to center. Keep the hands connected on the floor. We're going to roll forward, square off, and come to lie on your tummy. Hands underneath the shoulders, tops of the feet are connected to the ground. Roll the shoulders back, keep the chin tucked in. Take an inhale as you lift into a baby cobra. The more you draw your shoulders away from the ears, the higher it should help you lift. You should still be able to float those hands off the ground as those spinal extensions wake up and warm up for the morning. Releasing the chin and chest down, taking a moment to breathe, soften the hips. We're going to do 2 more. Roll the shoulders back, take an inhale, lift the chin and chest, work the hands up, or have the hands connected with some little extra support perhaps. And release it back down. One more. Take an inhale. Lift the chin and chest away from the ground. Shoulders draw back and down. Tips of the shoulder blades pulling in towards your back jeans pockets or your yoga pants pockets. And release. Connect the hands to the floor. Tuck the toes under. Pull the hips back. Stretch the arms out. Lengthening through the spine. And then lift the hips up to a downward facing dog. First down dog of the session. Gently pedaling out one foot at a time. Walk in the dog. You can shift side to side in those hips. Setting both heels down to the ground. Softening out of those shoulders. Nope, didn't quite get it. Lifting the heels up nice and high. Rocking forwards onto the hands. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. And lower the knees just to a hover into your bed. So the knees are not touching the ground, they're elevated. Think about picking your body up through the core, right across that waist, and then lift the hips up back to your downward facing dog. The arms press overhead and the tailbone lifts to the sky. Two more. Heels lift up, dropping the knees forward, come into a tabletop bear hover. Oh, look at that, lower back side arch, tuck that tailbone under, drawing the belly button in. Shoulders away from ears. Lifting the hips back up, 5 on fire, shoulders working hard. Last one, heels up high, lower the knees down to the ground, tuck that tailbone under, flat lower back. Balancing that tray of champagne, morning mimosas, or orange juice, whatever floats your boat. Sounds like a good breakfast. Lift the hips up, drop the heels back, down dog. And then walking the feet to the front of the mat. Bending the knees as needed. Chin tucks in, soften the shoulders, tuck that tailbone under and start to round into the lower back as you scoop those abs into the spine. Lowering yourself one vertebra at a time, head and shoulders relax, things to come up, and keep that tailbone tucked under, abs engaged. Take an inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead. And then reach the arms around the back, interlace the fingers behind you, roll shoulders back and down, then punching those hands towards the floor, lifting the hands away from the hips. You can lift the chin up to the head side, and draw the shoulders down away from the ears. The more you punch through the fists, the more you'll pull away from the ears. Release the hands, take an inhale, reach the arms overhead. And as you exhale, swan dive, folding forwards, bending the knees. Inhale, come to a halfway lift, tabletop back, lift that tailbone, shoulders roll back, and slide down away from the ears. As you exhale, fold forward, bend the knees, connect the palms of the hands to the floor, right foot steps back. Tuck the right knee down, unflip the toes. Inhale, reach the arms up for a crescent lunge, palms turned in. Tailbone tucks under, suck the belly button in towards the spine, and then squeeze the bum to push the hips forwards. So we're not just collapsing the body forwards, but rather nice and active until you feel the stretch across the front of the right hip. Draw the left hip back and the right hip presses forward. Soften the shoulders, and then draw those thumbs right to the back of the mat, opening up the chest. Without sticking the chin forwards. Exhale, fold forward, connect the palms of the hands to the ground. Tuck the toes, lift the back knee off the floor. Keep your right hand connected to the ground, left arm lifts up to the sky for your twist. Easy twist as the pelvis sinks down to the floor. Left hand connects to the ground. Both palms strong as you step the left foot back to your downward facing dog. Heels lift up nice and high. Tighten the tummy. Roll the body forwards into a plank. Dropping the knees down. Twisting the elbows to point towards the rib cage. You're going to do 3 little push-ups. Lowering the chin and chest down. And then pressing yourself all the way back up. 1. With control. 2. And 3. Next one, we lower all the way down, untuck the toes, roll the shoulders back. You can press up for full cobra, or if your back's not feeling it, you can stay down in your baby cobra, or you can connect pressing through the elbows and forearms for your face. Tucking those toes under, pull the hips back, stretch out the arms, finding that stretch across the soles of the feet. And then lifting the hips up, downward facing dog, heels sink down to the ground, softening out of your shoulders. Right leg lifts up to the sky. Try not to twist open the hips, but keep both hip bones pointing towards the floor. Bring your right knee to chest and step the right foot to the front of the mat. Using your hands to get the leg up there if necessary. Left knee drops down, unflip the left toes, take an inhale. Arms to sky, tailbone squeezes under, thumbs draw back, without arching the back, but think about engaging to those upper rib cage, upper abdominals. Soften the shoulders, square with the hips, and then squeeze the bum to push the hips slightly forward. Just so you feel that stretching and lift hip flexor. Folding forwards, both hands to the ground, tuck the toes, lift the knee, left hand to the floor, right arm lifts to the sky. Sinking the hips down, but make sure that right knee is not falling open. Keep it over the ankle. Roll the right shoulder back and press strong with the left arm to stack those shoulders open into that capital C, lengthening up through the right fingertips. Release the right hand down to the ground, left foot steps to the front of the mat. Take an inhale with soft knees, reverse swan dive, squeeze the hips forward. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms up to the sky and draw the arms back behind the ears. Can't see my hands, I'm sorry. Palms to the sky. Stretching across those fingers and palms. Squeeze the hips forward, and as you exhale, swan dive, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift to the tabletop. Tailbone draws up, chest opens out to face in front of you. And exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, connect the hands to the ground, left foot steps back. Left heel drops down to 45 degrees. We cartwheel up to warrior two. Left hand to the back, right hand to the front. Tailbone tucks under, right knee opens up. Soften the shoulders and double check if those arms are lengthened in line. The one's not drifting. And then we're going to gaze over that right middle finger. Try not to grip the ground with those right toes, but soften them. And working into the outside edge of that left foot, like you're gripping into the floor. Push off the left arm to the back, right arm lengthens up to the sky to a peaceful warrior, and lunge a little deeper into that front knee. Dropping that right arm overhead, maybe behind the head, maybe just stretching out to the back of the mat, working with what feels good. Avoid collapsing into that back shoulder. Just lift out of the body. Floating your way back up, warrior two. Right elbow to right thigh, palm to the sky, and then left arm reaches out over the front of the mat. Stacking those shoulders open, looking towards the ceiling. Sky, ceiling, ceiling. Keep the hips low. Knee open. Floating your way back up, warrior two. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up and straighten out the right leg, and then turn those right toes in. Reach the arms around the back, interlace the fingers behind you, so we're in a wide-legged stance here. Roll shoulders back as you exhale, fold forwards, reaching those hands overhead to the floor. Using those knuckles to pull you back up to standing. Release the hands, inhale, arms to sky. We're going to bring the elbows down to cactus or goalpost arms. Draw the elbows back, open up the chest. And inhale, reach the arms up. Let's place the hands onto the hips for this next bit. We're going to shuffle the feet in slightly. Toes turned out this time instead of inwards. So toes turned out. We're going to sink the bum down into a squat or a chair pose, sumo squat, or this is technically your goddess pose. So we're going to inhale, lift the arms up, and then elbows tuck in, elbows go back, chest opens up, lifting the chin to the sky, and those thighs should start to burn. The more you squeeze in the open and pull the bum back, the more the glute should work, and you should feel less knee pain, allowing you to sink a little deeper. Opening up that heart. Take an inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up. Now that we've found that positioning, we're going to do two more. Exhale, elbows draw in, sinking down into your squats. And lift the arms up. And then tuck it down into a squat. Hold. 3. Open chest, elbows draw back. And lift. Turn the right toes out. Back to your warrior 2. Lunging into that right knee. Cartwheel down either side of that front foot. Roll onto the ball of the back foot. And step back down with facing dog. Soften out of those shoulders, hips to the sky. Lifting those heels up nice and high. Tuck the tailbone, round the body forwards into a plank. Lower the knees, tuck the elbows in towards the body. 3 more push-ups. Bend those elbows. Brace your back up for 3. Elbows tuck right in. 2, point them backwards, no chicken wings. Last 1. And all the way back down. Untuck those toes. Roll the shoulders back, little toe grab just to get that back extension. And relaxing down onto the ground. Bring the elbows alongside the rib cage, thumbs drawn up to the sky in a W shape with those arms. Chin tucks in and find length to the back of the neck. You're going to exhale, squeeze just the arms off the floor. So squeezing in that mid-back, thumbs draw up to the sky. And release the arms down. Exhale, lift, thumbs to sky. And inhale down. We're going to do 10 of these. Squeezing into that mid-back, drawing the shoulders down for 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Bring the hands next to the body. Keep the knees and feet together. We're going to pull the hips back and round the spine over the knees in a child's pose. So instead of our usual wide-legged child pose, we're going rounded spine, knees together, forehead to floor. Shifting the body forward, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, back to your downward facing dog. Left leg lifts to sky without twisting the hips, but keep both hips pointing towards the floor. And then left foot steps to the front of the mat. Dropping your right foot down to 45 degrees, you cartwheel up warrior 2, right hand to the back, left hand to the front. Double click that arm as parallel to the ground. And drawn back. So I want that chest open, shoulders drawn back and down, tailbone tucked under, left knee opens out to the left side. Gaze of the left middle finger. Dropping your right hand down to the right thigh or calf, left arm up to the sky. And you can bend that elbow, drop the hand behind the head, or lengthen out through those fingertips. Or both. Gaze upwards. Floating your way back up through warrior 2, left elbow to left thigh. Right arm reaches up and over, extend into that side angle, sinking the hips nice and low. Squeeze the left knee open up the body, and gazing up towards the sky. Floating your way back up, warrior 2. Straighten out the left leg, turn those left toes in, inhale, reach the arms up. Big breath in, and then as you exhale, reach the arms around the back. Interlace the fingers and roll the shoulders back and down to open up the chest. And as you exhale, fall forwards, reaching those knuckles to the ground. So nice. In a wide-legged forward fold. Using those knuckles to pull you all the way back up. Shuffle the feet in slightly or turn those heels in. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, squatting down, elbows come down to the goalpost arms. Chest opens, elbows draw back. And inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, squatting low, elbows in, knees open, or elbows back, and tuck in. And lift. And last one, elbows draw in. Back as your chest opens up, squeeze the knees open, super low. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift. Turn those left toes out. Lunging into your warrior 2, cartwheel down either side of the front foot. Roll onto the ball of the back foot and step to the front of the mat. Feet together. Chin tucks in. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Squeezing the hips forward. Roll the shoulders back and down. Coming to the center of your mat. We're facing forwards. Whichever one works better for you for the camera, maybe a side angle. We're coming into some balance. Placing the weight into the left leg, right knee is going to come up. Taking your right hand to the inside of the knee and reaching index and middle finger for the big toes. Left hand to left hip. Shoulders roll back. If you want to grab onto a cupboard door, for example, you're welcome to hold onto a cupboard door for the next couple of balances, but try not to rely on it. Then we're going to extend that heel out in front of you. So we're straightening out that front leg, or that lifted leg. Even if it doesn't straighten, chances are you're still getting a good stretch through those hamstrings. Draw the left shoulder or right shoulder back through, square off your shoulders. Now as I'm twisting, I'm confusing left and right even more. So squaring off those shoulders. And then we're going to release the foot but keep it elevated. Bring the other hand to the hip. This allows you to squeeze the knee a little straighter. You don't have the restrictions of short arms. That was the restriction, right? Not these hamstrings. Standing up tall, pressing out through the heel, squeezing the knee straight, and then slowly lower that heel down to the ground. Switching sides, placing the weight into the right side. Bring the left knee up, arm through the inside of the knee, index and middle finger grasping around the big toe. Standing up nice and tall, right hand to right hip. Kicking that heel out in front of you. Drawing the shoulders square and also squaring off those hips. Exaggeration these things. So squaring off those hips, pulling the front hip back and the back hip forward. We hold, find that stretch, find that balance. And then see if you can hold that leg at the same height as you release the hand. Standing up nice and tall, toes squeeze up to the sky. Quads are on fire to keep the knee nice and straight. Hold for another 3, 2, 1, and lower the foot back down to the ground. We're going to make our way to an easy seat, finding yourself in the middle of the mat. Knees bent, feet flat. Hands next to the hips, sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders will roll back, think length to the side. Try not to be tucked and rounded or leaning back with those arms. Go into hips and tummy muscles to pull you up. The spinal extensors drawing you back. Seems easy in theory when we start, but these hips, I don't know, maybe it's just mine. Lifting the arms up parallel to the mat. Tuck the sit bones under and then lean back with a straight spine to 45 degrees. Lift one shin, lift the other shin, boat pose. Then extend the legs. You're welcome to keep them bent. We hold for another 10 seconds. sitting up nice and tall, straighten the legs and fold forwards, sliding the hands down to those feet, round the spine, relaxing those hip flexors. One more of those. Drag the hands in, sitting up straight. Bring the knees to bent. Taking a moment to breathe in our stark bent knees. Then lift the arms up. Rock back over the sit bones to engage into these lower abdominals. Lean back to make sure those lower abdominals are really working. And then lift one shin, then the other shin. And then start to straighten out the legs. Even if they don't necessarily go all the way straight, start building the strength to not have to chill in the bent knees, but start getting these thighs working. Squeezing those inner thighs together for a little extra work and attention. Another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, feet flat. Lengthening up tall, hands next to the hips. Slide the legs out. And then slide the hands into a forward fold. Rolling your way back up. Reach the arms up. We're going to tuck the tailbone, scooping into those abs and roll our way all the way back down, lying flat on your back. We're going to do a pelvic roll up. So this time we're going to do it with the arms at cactus position or at goalpost arms. Slide the heels in. Ideally the hands and elbows are on the ground. If it's really uncomfortable in the shoulders, you can have the arms straight out and capital T. And if that's not an option either, you're welcome to just keep the hands back down alongside you as usual. But you should feel a gorgeous opening sensation across the chest and think length across the collarbones as the shoulder blades are flush and the hands and elbows connect to the floor. Knees are bent, feet are flat and hip distance apart. We tuck the tailbone, roll our way up one vertebra at a time, squeezing the bum towards the ceiling or towards the sky. And then pull the rib cage in like you're unzipping your jacket, rolling one vertebra at a time down to the ground. Long jacket, all the way to the tailbone. Tuck that tailbone under, scooping into the lower abdominals as you lift the hips up to the sky. And then rolling your way back down, one vertebra at a time. Connecting through the spine. 2 out of 5. Tuck that tailbone under, scooping into those abs as you peel the spine up one vertebra at a time. Pressing the heels into the floor and rolling back down. And feel that pulling sensation as you pull away from the tightness in the chest and the hands remain down on the floor. Last 2, tuck the tailbone, roll it up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze of that bum, and then rib cage pulls you in to connect down to the floor. And then last one, tuck the tailbone, feel it up, lift the hips to the sky. Tuck that tailbone right under, think hollow belly, big ski around through the tummy, and rolling your way all the way back down. One vertebra at a time, scooping into the abs, and release. Pressing the left ankle over the right knee, reach the hands through to the back of the right thigh, and pull that right thigh towards you through your figure 4 stretch. Placing the right foot down on the ground, but keeping the left ankle crossed onto the right knee, you're going to drop both knees over to the left-hand side. The left foot was on top of the right knee, and both knees are falling now to the left. So it's like that left foot is pulling the right knee over. Drawing the knees back up, unhooking the ankle. And right ankle crosses over left knee. Reach the hands through to the back of the left thigh. Interlace the fingers or on top of the knee and pull that knee towards you. Finding that stretch in that right bum. Placing the left foot down on the ground. Use the right foot to draw the knee over to the right hand side. Rolling the knees back up, bringing both knees in towards your chest, and start to rock from side to side, massaging either side of the spine. Lifting head and shoulders off the floor, we're going to take 3 rock and rolls. You can hold onto the knees or you can hold behind the thighs, whichever one works better for you. And bring yourself all the way up to seated, crossing the ankles, very nice. And then fall forwards, reaching the chin and chest down to the ground. Arms lengthen, soften the shoulders, soften the belly. Walk the hands back towards you, other ankle crosses to the front, and reach forwards. Walk back, hands to the knees. Roll the shoulders back to find length and straight through the spine. Take a big inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and as you exhale, side out and drop the shoulders down, thinking length through the crown of the head as the shoulders pull away from the ears. And last one, inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, sigh and drop it down. Lengthen. And we're done. Thank you so much all for joining me this morning. Laura